Could the first weekend of the playoffs have gone any better? Could you ask for more? This is your Denver Sports Daily for April 21st.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
The playoffs began for the Nuggets and Avalanche this Saturday, and both teams started their respective series on a high note. Starting with the Nuggets, they took on the Clippers in the first game of their series, and oh boy, was this a game and a half, as they ended up winning 112-110 in overtime. That game was just fueled by impressive performances all around the board. You're looking at the hustle plays, and you're looking at Russell Westbrook when you mention hustle plays. Now, if you wanted the full Russell Westbrook experience, this was the game to watch. Now, Rush finished the game as the hero, honestly, recording 15 points, 8 rebounds. 4 of those rebounds were offensive, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Russell Westbrook, just, what more can you say about this guy? There's nobody in the game of basketball that will make you feel so happy and then like you want to rip your hair out the next play, the next freaking play. How many times did this guy go do something incredible in that fourth quarter in overtime, and then he would just ruin it by doing something else that was just terrible? I mean, he had 3 lead-taking buckets in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, and he just powered through. And he would do that. He would get a lead-taking bucket, and then he just gives himself an internal green light to do whatever he wants to next time he gets the ball. Don't give this guy the ball when he's hot, because he's going to do something crazy. Now, Nikola Jokic ended up leading the team with 29 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds. And it did come down to Russell Westbrook hitting the lead-taking 3 with only a minute left in the game. Less than a minute, 25 seconds left in the game. He had missed a 3 before that, and then hit a lead-taking 3 to put the Nuggets up by 2 with 25 seconds left. And then, James Harden is going to be James Harden. He goes down, hits a floater, sends the game to overtime. Now, a big storyline of this game was Michael Porter Jr. Where was he? MPJ only recorded 3 points and 4 rebounds in 26 minutes, and he sat for the entirety of the fourth quarter and overtime. And it's as simple as this. You must expect better numbers from a max contract player in the playoffs. It's not, you can't argue that. You can't say, well, maybe he was having an off game. You can't have off games when you're a max contract player. And sure, if an off game is 10 points and you're shooting 40% from the field, sure, that's doable. At least you're giving something to the team. You're playing for the full game. You only get 10 points and you're shooting 4 for 10. It's not the best numbers, but it's what you can get away with. 3 points and 4 rebounds, only playing 26 minutes. That is not what you ever want to see. And you don't want to see it with anybody on this Nuggets team. But you especially don't want to see it from a starter like Michael Porter Jr., who has all this talk around him about if he could be traded. You don't want to go out there in the playoffs and make yourself look like you're a 2-year or a 1-year vet, like you're on a 1-year veteran contract, because that's what that looked like. Russell Westbrook was the hero of the game, and Michael Porter Jr. was nowhere to be found. So watching this going forward through this playoff series, it's going to be a lot of fun to see what these guys end up doing, because it's going to be jam-packed. I mean, everybody's already saying that Clippers game was the best one of all of the NBA this weekend. It was the first weekend for everybody, and nobody could take their eyes away from the Nuggets versus Clippers. It's going to be crazy to watch, and I'll get into the Nuggets game day in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about how the Avalanche followed up the Nuggets win later in the day by dominating the Dallas Stars 5-1. They just completely dismantled. They made it look easy. The Stars were terrible, and the Avalanche took over. They really did from start to finish, but mostly the finish. Now, both teams went into the second period with no goals to show, but then the Avs showed up, notching 2 consecutive goals from Arturi Lehkonen and then Nathan Mackinnon, and then the Stars followed that up by scoring early in the third, but then the Avs scored 3 more, including an empty netter from McKinnon. Now, Nathan McKinnon ended the game with 2 goals and an assist to go along with what was a dominant performance from Mackenzie Blackwood, who saved 23 shots while only allowing 1 through, recording a .958 save percentage in his first playoff appearance ever. Mackenzie Blackwood, I've said it so many times. There's only so many times I can say it. They win the Stanley Cup. I'm buying a Blackwood sweater. I'm getting it. I have to. This guy showed up in his first game of the playoffs ever. And he, ended the season on kind of a rough note, but saving 23 shots and only allowing one to get through, that's the kind of impressive performance that you want to see from your starting goalkeeper. Now, if the Avs continue to play like this, they should easily be able to handle the Stars. 5 games or less we're talking about now. You win 5-1 in the first game of the series against the team that beat you in the playoffs last year. You're expecting nothing less than a 5-game series where the Avalanche just completely dominate from start to finish. And that's what they did on Saturday. And that's, again, what they look to do tonight. Now, it is a Nuggets game day. Tonight, the Nuggets are back at home taking on the Clippers in their second game of the first round of the playoffs. Now, hopefully, the Nuggets can keep their energy up after getting an overtime win against LA on Saturday. Going into overtime is always fun for the fans. But when it's the first game of the playoffs, it's not really what you want to see. This should have been a much easier win for the Nuggets on Saturday, and it didn't look like it was. Now, that matchup on Saturday should have been, again, much larger margin. But the Clippers' offense was incredible in the first half, and I guarantee you that's what David Adelman has been talking to the Nuggets about all weekend. Stop their offense from getting hot early, because they were hot right out of the gate. The Clippers were on fire. It looked like they were missing none of their shots in that first quarter, especially. But the first half, they were just completely outmatched. The Nuggets came back from that 15-point deficit and ended up keeping it close halfway through the second, or about the whole second half of the game. But they need to keep their offense from getting hot right away. The Nuggets defense needs to be great right away. They need to stop them from getting easy buckets down in the middle of the lane, because that's what they were doing. They were just having Zubac attack Murray down the middle of the lane, and nobody could stop that. So if they keep that on the top of their mind, this should, again, be a win. Nikola Jokic will have to continue up putting MVP numbers if the Nuggets want to get out of the first round, especially if we can't count on Michael Porter Jr. to perform at the level he should be performing at. He really should. He should be performing at a much higher level. We're talking about a max contract player. You're not going out there and putting up 3 points and 4 rebounds. And again, Nikola Jokic, MVP numbers. That's what we've been getting used to all season. I mean, 29, 12, and 9. That's basically what he's averaging for the season. And he's going out there and doing it in the playoffs. And don't even get me started on how he probably won't win MVP this season, because he really should. Now, the Nuggets are heading into tonight's matchup as 1-point underdogs, and that game will tip off at 8 p.m. And it is an Avalanche game day as well. The Avs are also continuing their series tonight as they're still in Dallas for game 2 of the first round. Now, the Avs are looking to bring their dominance performance with them into this game after beating the Stars 5-1 on Saturday. Just complete dominance, start to finish. They're looking like they want to win this game in 4 games. They don't want to go to 5 games. They want to clean sweep the Stars and get their revenge. Now, Nathan MacKinnon and Mackenzie Blackwood were the best players on the ice for the Avs this weekend. And if they want to continue racking up wins, it'll have to stay that way. They're going to have to be the catalyst of this Avalanche team. And they did it. They went out there and they got that win by themselves. Nathan MacKinnon, dominance, complete dominance. I don't know how many more times I can say it. That guy's insane. Now, there's no news on Gabe Landeskog yet, but this could be the first time we see him take the ice with the Avs in 3 years. It's been 3 years since he was last on the ice. Now, if he does end up returning, a game like this would be a good opportunity to test him out, especially coming off the back of that 5-1 win. It's good to kind of, get somebody who's been injured for so long, like Gabe Landeskog, a captain of this team, out there and kind of test out how he's feeling. Now, maybe that's something the Avs want to save if they go up 2 games, and I can see that. But the Avs are heading into the game as 1-point favorites, and puck drop is at 7:30 p.m. It's definitely going to be exciting to see. This is the best way, again, you could start the playoffs, getting a win for both the Nuggets and the Avalanche, and great wins, too. Both of those games were so much fun to watch. They were exciting. Both of these teams look like they're ready to make a deep run. And, especially with the Nuggets, they didn't look like that to end the season. They didn't look as excited or as interested. And there's something that switched with this team. And it was got to be something with Michael Malone, because I would not have expected them to go out and win an overtime game against a team like the Clippers, who are so hot to end the season. And they did. They went out there and they won it without Michael Malone, their first playoff win without Michael Malone in 10 plus years. Definitely interesting to see how that's going to go moving forward. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. Be back with you guys again tomorrow. It's NFL draft week for the Broncos this Thursday. It is finally here. What are the Broncos going to do? That's what I'm going to be talking about all tomorrow. It's going to be a big week. We got playoff games. We got the draft. Everything is coming so quickly this weekend. Week is going to be jam-packed full of action for Denver sports. I just cannot wait to see what happens. Friday is going to be a big day. We're going to be recapping. What do the Broncos do? What are they going to continue to do in the later rounds? I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But I will see you guys all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.